In 1919, after the First World War, a group of retired soldiers built one of the most famous roads in Australia. We're about to check it out in this 1976 Kombi with Jacob and with Benny. Let's go.
When it comes to road trips, there's a saying, you should take the road less travelled. It's a good saying, but whoever said it hasn't done the Great Ocean Road. 2.8 million people from Australia and around the world come to explore up and down this coastline each and every year. And there's no wonder. It's full of shipwreck stories, surf culture, and over 240 kilometres of natural, rugged beauty. We're going to be taking our little orange Kombi named Archie for the next couple of days, and we're going to be showing you some hidden and not so hidden gems along the way.
So we've stopped off along the Great Ocean Road. Kombi's in shot, beautiful scenes. This is actually Jacob's 1976 Kombi. I think Germany, they were known as a combination craftswagen. So Kombi's like a nickname for them. You probably heard it before, but they came to really be a thing in the 1950s. They kind of were starting to get those designs floating, and this is a 1976 version. And the roof pops up, and they're iconic, I suppose, to the old era of like road trips, especially with that surf culture. You used to get that, think of those classic images of, black and white photos, surfers all lined up at the beach, and they all had these things going on. And so, Jacob, you've actually restored this thing to its glory almost.
Not quite. It's still got a while to go, but she's getting there. Bit of a COVID project.
We're calling him Dad, because he's basically like the absolute daddy kicking around in this thing.
Shoes off, boys. Shoes off when you get in the van.
Yeah. Oh, Dad's fine.
Up after yourself.
So this thing is probably the sexiest thing to cruise along the coast in, and everyone wants a photo or a wave. And I feel like you need to hear the horn. The horn's like the best part. It makes you smile. Here we go. Horn. Oh, it's got to be. You got to turn it on to get the horn going. Hang on, here we go. Absolute road rage. Get out! Dad's called in. It's so good. Anyway, I think we'll get a couple of snaps. I'll give you a little bit of a look inside the Kombi if we haven't already. And we're just going to cruise along this road all the way, the Great Ocean Road. It's literally this, hugging the coast the whole way. When you're cruising in one of these along the Great Ocean Road, it's so windy that chances are, even if you don't get car sick, you're probably going to feel nauseous at some point. You feel it? Yeah, it gets to you. So we've just arrived to one of the most famous spots on the Great Ocean Road, Gibson Steps. It's like hop, skip and a jump from the 12 Apostles. Earlier on, we were talking about how city folk look very different to the country folk. And, myself and Jacob, we're kind of a little bit more low-key with our jumper choice. But Melbourne folk are all about the black puffer jacket.
I don't get it. We're not as cool.
You can just spot them a mile away. Anyway, we're going to suss out the beach. And,
shit, I left the keys in the car.
How's the cannon on him?
Oh, don't tell anyone.
Nothing better at a beach than to play a game of frisbee. Jacob can't throw a frisbee, and he's thrown it into this little bush up here. Might be hard to see. I'll try to zoom in. Oh! So we're going to see if we can try to get this thing out. Oh, no, we need that stick. What's he done? What? But he's got some absolute weapons on him. He's thrown it so hard, it's broken the actual game. So the year's 1919, the First World War has just finished, and there's a lot of soldiers now coming back, and they're shell-shocked, they don't know what to do. And so there's this guy in Geelong, he's the mayor at the time, he's called Almond Hitchcock. He decided to raise a bunch of money and employ all those soldiers to build the Great Ocean Road, and it achieved two things. It gave all those ex-soldiers employment, and it also became one of the longest war memorials. And funnily enough, the project also started on the 19th of September 1919. So a lot of nines in that, 19th of the 9th. So there's some fun facts for us along the Great Ocean Road. Anyway, this is Gibson Steps, and this is Sunset.
Is now.
It is now, baby. A lot of photographers come here because, well, it's absolutely beautiful. But you'll probably notice great big giant lens behind me. Jacob's got a 400mm lens. What's the idea behind this, mate?
So the longer the lens, the more compressed you can make the background. So that little cliff island over there, against a subject that's closer to us, yeah, it can look quite big. So that's the idea here. I'm just really trying to compress that background. Imagine you doing your little vlog, waking up and you got that view.
Benny's testing out the swag.
I could sleep like a baby in this.
Let's see what that looks like in the morning. A yellow curry with pumpkin, eggplant and chicken. Delicious. Made it the night before because, you know, no one's got time for that. Was that? Ain't no one got time for that. Heston has got us a beautiful bottle of red. I think it's a red. Little camp set up. I don't know how he fit it in the Kombi. And what have you got over here? It's a little, oh, for us. This is such a wholesome getaway. Gentlemen, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to a good couple of days away. Does having alcohol counteract feeling terrible from having alcohol?
They do say...
Yes, absolutely.
I'm hoping for that right now because I had a late night last night.
Isn't that that's the best cure for a hangover, right? You don't stop drinking. We're not heavy drinkers, but we are quite, you know, wholesome when we have one.
No, I'm not a heavy drinker. I just had one big night for the first time in ages.
This is where everyone's like justifying themselves to the cameras. No, I don't. What? I didn't do anything. Sleeping arrangements last night. The boys had the Kombi over there, and I've brought along my swag. For those who haven't seen a swag, it's basically a rolled up bed. It started when like an Australian bushman would just roll up their belongings, throw it over their arm, and yeah, it's called a swag. Anyway, now they're a little bit more luxe than that. They're basically a great big bed. And this one you can kind of fit 2 people in. Got fly wire on both sides if you want to stargaze, and they're really tough canvas, so they can effectively keep out dingoes, snakes, and be super rugged and tough. So the idea is they're really tough. So here's a little hack for you. When it comes to brushing your teeth, we used to do this in Outdoor Ed. I use natural toothpaste, so it's a little bit nicer if I'm spitting it out in the environment. But you brush your teeth, do your thing, and it's something like, it's called like doing the whale. So like when you've got all the toothpaste in your mouth, you go find a lovely like bush or somewhere that's not gonna, you know, be too kind of invasive. But when you spit out your toothpaste, you spray it like a blowhole of a whale. And the idea behind that is it's to break down, if you had fluoride toothpaste, it would break it down a lot easier because it was a fine mist. But now it's just habit, and I tend to do it every time I brush my teeth in the outdoors. All right, it's time to pack down this swag and roll it up. Transition in 3, 2, roll it up in the bag. Let's put it on the Kombi.
What are we doing, Brian?
All right, so I had one job to bring the coffee plunger. Didn't do that. We've got like fine grain coffee. So going back to the old Outdoor Ed roots, we used to do something called like Bushman's coffee, and you literally put your coffee grains in a pot, fill it up, and you let it sit for a while, and you bang the side of your tin, and eventually the coffee grains settle, and then you pour it and hope for the best. So this morning, that's what we're doing. So it doesn't matter whether you're camping or whether you're just cruising around town, take a keep cup. One of my pet peeves is everyone, like, they just go and get takeaway cups. So this thing has come with me everywhere. I don't think I've used a takeaway cup in like 2 years. And then there's some aesthetic little cute ones that Heston has that are glass. Thanks, Joko. Goes to Vietnam once, has a Vietnamese coffee, puts condensed milk in absolutely everything. This guy. All right, This one's yours, mate.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
Verdict? It's delicious, isn't it?
Oh, it's actually amazing. Sorry about the reaction. I feel bad. It's actually quite good.
So packing up camp, we're about to leave and head a little bit further along the coast and explore some more of the beaches. Before we left, had the idea to try to do a long shot where we're all passing bags and the camera through various parts of the Kombi. And yeah, I guess film it as one shot with all of us in it. So we played around with a couple of techniques, tried the A7SIII, tried the GoPro, and also tried the Mavic, where we passed that drone everywhere and then unfolded it at the end and tried to take off. A lot harder, but it's something that we want to play around with a lot more, especially I like to do one shots because I just think they pull you in. So anyway, you guys can be the judge, see what it looks like. We're going to head a little bit further along the coast.
Yeah, good.
So that's all for now, but this road trip isn't done just yet. Part 2, I'm going to take you to one of my favourite hidden gems. So like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.